difference between a smarta and a scientist is a smart thinks he knows everything, while a scientist admits he knows nothing. Ask any expert in any field and they'll admit the stuff they don't know vastly outweighs the stuff they do. That's why we have science, to try and unravel the vast mysteries of the universe. Only some of those mysteries are so commonplace it feels like we're still stuck on the universe's training level. After all, we still don't understand. These are top 5 reasons we know nothing. Number 5. Dreams. Ever since the first caveman had a late-night X-rated fantasy about the first cave girl, human beings have dreamed. Every single night, you, me and a few billion other people all lie down and get on with it, and science has absolutely no idea why. It's not like we're lacking in theories. Researchers have suggested everything from dreams being a way of decluttering our brains or dealing with stress to just because. This isn't just idle speculation. Studies have found that dreams can be used as an indicator of future surprises our bodies have in store for us, such as Parkinson's or dementia. Even weirder, a New Mexico study has suggested teaching subjects how to manipulate their nightmares may be key to curing depression. So figuring out why we dream has the potential to lead to all sorts of amazing breakthroughs. Only we're not even close. Despite it happening to every human being for millions of years, we still don't know why. So my suggestion: dream big and enjoy the life. Number 4. Literature. By now you've probably figured out how this works, so when I ask guess how much we know about our greatest playwright, you know the answer's going to be, not much. And you're right. About the life of William Shakespeare we basically know he made some plays, bought 2 beds and died, which is still way more than we know about, say, Christopher Marlowe. Go back even further and we can't even say that. Take the Greek poet Homer, author of the Odyssey. The entirety of what we know about him can be summed up as maybe he existed. We don't even know if our modern versions of his books in any way resemble the original, since they weren't written down until 3 centuries after the supposed date of his death. Of the whole of Roman literature, on the other hand, only 2 novels survive, and those in fragments. And that's before you start getting into lost works and those destroyed in various fires and wars and so on. Basically, there's about a bazillion gaps in our literary history that most scholars would sell their grandmother to see closed again. Number 3. Death. Death is one of the last big mysteries. No one can say for certain what happens when our bodies stop working, but scientists are trying their damnedest to find out, and throwing up way more questions than answers. First off, there's the problem of near-death experiences. A huge number of people have reported visions of white light and music and floating above their body and so on, experiences that can't be explained away as hallucinations because they occur while the brain is flatlining. This raises a second problem of what happens to our consciousness after death. According to world-leading expert on resuscitation Dr. Sam Harnia, people have been revived with no lasting damage over 10 hours after dying, suggesting our conscious mind somehow continues to exist even after our bodies have called it a day. While this isn't proof of an afterlife, the minute brain cells begin to decay there's no way you're coming back. It does show how little we really understand death, despite our millennia of practice at it. And it's not just dying either. Right down at the other end of the scale, we still don't understand. Number 2. Gravity. Remember how earlier I said dark matter was a way of explaining why the universe doesn't obey the laws of gravity? I forgot to mention that gravity doesn't obey them either. Without getting too headache-inducing, let's just say that gravity is the only one of the 4 fundamental forces that manages to both contradict itself and just seemingly switch off when you get small enough. In fact, it's such a massive pain that some physicists have simply declared it doesn't exist, a position either insane or enlightening, depending on where you stand on things not making any sense. But that's modern physics for you. Every single time we make a discovery we find out we know way less about the world than we thought we did. Leading me nicely onto the last thing we have yet to understand. Number 1. Life. Make no mistake, we've come a long way in creating artificial life. However, try as we might, we still can't say for certain why life, the life all around you, arose in the first place. All we know is there was a point in Earth's history some 3.8 billion years ago, when molecules started performing increasingly complex chemical reactions, that resulted in RNA and therefore, life. What triggered these reactions is a question no one has the answer to. Theories range from chance to God to ultraviolet light, to a form of proto-evolution, but no one has yet hit on the definitive solution. And it's not for lack of trying. Researchers across the globe are busy recreating the conditions of early Earth's primordial soup, in the hopes of it witnessing that moment, but, so far, nothing. Right now, the only answer to perhaps the biggest question mankind will ever ask is just a gloomy shrug. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more videos.